Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a great day. It's Thursday, November 10th. Thank you for joining this first compensation plan webinar. And what we're going to do is an overview today of the complete compensation plan. And we will be doing individual pieces for each individual section as well to follow this. But this is a good general overview, and hopefully you'll enjoy the presentation. So why don't we begin by doing some definitions and some words that you'll need to learn in a compensation plan. First of all, what is a compensation plan? A compensation plan really is just a reward mechanism for behaviors and activities. And what I want to share is if you are currently a member of the current compensation model, then let's say you've been building under the shape of a circle. And whenever there's enhancements, it's always going to change that shape just a little bit. Now, our enhancements are made not to be a complete change in behavior like from a circle to a triangle, but from a circle to, let's say, an oval. So it's just a little bit different. And the question to ask yourself, first of all, is not what's different or how do I do something different? It's how do I maximize the current compensation structure, which is now just a little bit different than the circle, and it's more like an oval. So I wanted to start with that just to give you an idea. This is not a major change, but just a few enhancements, and I think you'll find this to be really, really exciting. So first of all, let's define what is a member. A member is someone who joins ForeverGreen by paying the $12 US membership fee, along with the, I've got to move my video pictures or I can't see the rest of the slide, and a $4.95 US dollar monthly global privilege pass. You're going to learn more about this as we move forward. That's a one-time $4.95 a month. And agrees to the ForeverGreen policies and procedures, has also exclusive benefits to participate and member pricing and an opportunity to participate in the ForeverGreen compensation plan. So for this training, you are the main character and you are represented in green. So that's you as the member. Okay, the next now is personally enrolled member. A personally enrolled member is you have personally enrolled in ForeverGreen. Personally enrolled members may also be referred to as your first level or frontline members. And so in this presentation, you'll see your PEMs or your personally enrolled members designated in orange. And remember that, and we're going to talk a little bit about enrollment in a minute, so I'll get to that in a second. So your weekly periods, and this has not changed, it's the same as it's always been, and that is each period begins 12 o'clock a.m. United States Mountain Daylight Time as it is now, and ends on Monday at 11:59 p.m. U.S. Mountain Daylight Time. Commissions are calculated and finalized and posted that following Friday of that next period. So let's define active. And this is also the same as it's been, and that is active is defined as someone that's over 50 qualifying volume points. Now, you'll see here that it says between 50 and 99, and there's a term called fully qualified, which is 100 QV or more. And so what's fully qualified is you must be active with a personal order of at least 50 QV, and with the QV, you will be considered, with 50 QV, you'll be considered active for a total of 4 rolling week periods. So that would be this current week plus the next 3 periods. Now, if you are a personal order of 100 QV, you'll be considered fully qualified. Members that are fully qualified have a potential to earn the highest part of the compensation plan. Whenever I teach compensation plan, I always talk about not leaving money on the table. And what that means is I'm always going to refer to something as being fully qualified, because you know what? If I can get more money by being fully qualified, I'm not going to leave any money on the table. Now, for these purposes and the plan that we're outlining today, we're going to assume that all of the people that we talk about are fully qualified. Now, there's one exception to the 100 QV, and you all know that. That's the auto ship pack that's being introduced of Prodigy 5. That is 90 CV, but fully qualified. So in all other aspects, it's 100 points, except for in this behavior, and that is the Prodigy 5 auto ship pack that's 90 CV and fully qualified. Okay, so again, this is a compensation plan. It outlines the behaviors. Every product purchase that you have, both member and retail price, also has an associated CV associated with that. And the volume, the CV added up in the rolling 4-week period determines a number of things, and we're going to go into that in just a few minutes. So QV stands for qualifying volume, and that's what helps you in certain requirements throughout the plan. CV is called commissionable volume. That's the actual amount that's applied to the percentages throughout the compensation plan will ultimately determine commission payout. So you're going to see that as we move forward, and I'll kind of clarify that as we go. So unless otherwise specified, in our plan, QV and CV are the same, are the same. So let's move forward. A couple of other things we want to quantify. Enrollment route and placement tree. And you're going to find this is a really clever definition or designation to this. I think you'll enjoy this too. So enrollment route keeps track of all those people that you personally enroll and all those levels downline of that. And it will dictate your rank and maximum team bonus payout. We're going to explain those both in a few minutes. Then you have your placement tree. Again, this is the binary tree that has a left and right, and the smaller of those two is referred to as your lesser leg, and the larger is referred to as your power leg or greater leg. Each member of your enrollment route will also be placed in one of these two legs, which also may include members that your upline has placed in your placement tree. So let's give you a couple of examples of this. So this individual that you enroll is your personally enrolled member. Remember, they're in orange, and you can see them there. And the first person you're going to place somewhere in your placement tree. So let's assume that you place them on your left. The next person you enroll, you're going to place them somewhere else. Let's say you place them on the right. So you're balancing things out. So the next you enroll, and the next person after that they enroll. So you have 4 personally enrolled members. And as according to enrollment route, those are always going to be personally enrolled or front line or first level. You're going to have to place them somewhere within those 2 legs of your placement tree. And you can see in the diagram that you've placed one again on your left, another one again on your right. And you've also helped those first 2 people that you've enrolled. Next of all, in your enrollment route, you'll see that the first person you enrolled someone themselves. Now they're going to want to place them somewhere in their placement tree. But that's also maintaining on your left side because that individual that you placed there originally was on your left side. So hopefully that will explain. Now, there's a cute little diagram that we're going to show you next, which kind of shows you a little bit about how this happens. So your enrollment route is always those people that you personally enroll and everyone downline of them, meaning the people that they enroll and the people that they enroll and so on. Your placement tree is where those individuals are placed in the binary, either on your left and on your right. So you have the placement tree, which is for, I think, Jorge, you had a great way to say this, and I'm probably going to miss it, but that's okay. So this is a visual that will help you remember both structures. Your enrollment route creates a large and a strong root system for long-term growth. It shows how much you've contributed to the growth of the tree. And for that reason, this will also determine your rank and your maximum team bonus payout. Then your placement tree is the beautiful foliage of your tree and is your left and your right, and it creates fast growth and synergy and globally. This is where you really see your global growth. So hopefully that little diagram helps you understand that. So next we're going to talk about your ranks. And as you perform certain actions and meet certain volume requirements, you're awarded titles that indicate different levels of success. And these levels are referred to as ranks. And you'll see here a number of ranks that are there. So ranks are achieved by meeting goals in your enrollment route. The total sum of the QV from your current week plus the 3 previous periods. So this week is week 45, as I recall. What we'll do in determining, let's say the new compensation plan enhancements were live now, you would take this current week of 45, maybe it's 46. Anyway, just for this example, say it's 45. Then you'll take 44, 43, and 42 combined with your 45, and that gives you your rolling 4-week cumulative sum of QV. That will determine your rank and also your maximum payout in the team bonus. Also, there could be, as I said, there could be a maximum limit for any single route. And that is also spelled out in the ranks, meaning that of the qualification of that rank, and you'll see right here, there's also in some of these examples a minimum from any single enrollment route leg. With 1 star, you'll notice that you only need 50 QV to earn the rank of 1 star, and you need a total enrollment route volume over a 4-week period of 2,000 QV. So very simple. But with 3-star, you also have you maintain a 50 or more personal volume. You have 18,000 QV enrollment route volume. Remember, that's over a total of 4-week periods, for rolling week periods. And then you have a maximum of that total that's required. A maximum of 9,000 of those points can come from any one single enrollment route leg. So a lot of people get confused at this, and they might say, well, I only get paid out on this. No, that's not it at all. All we're saying is that of that enrollment route volume that's required to hit that rank, this amount, or 9,000 in that case, can come from any one leg. So you could have one 9,000, you could have one at 4,000, one at 3, one at whatever, to equal the total of 18. But only 9,000 can come from any one route leg. So let's get started. Let's talk about the plan in general. And this is you, and you're starting today. Remember, you're personally enrolled by somebody, you are an active individual, you're fully qualified. Now, you may not be a numbers person, and you're not really sure how the compensation plan works yet, but you know that there are 5 steps to the starter program, and that's what we're going to start with. The starter program is a simple step-by-step program that helps you build a solid global organization with deep roots. Call it the DNA of your business. And if you're listening to this with a different language, DNA is kind of the origin of every cell. And so what I always want to know when I get started is, what do I have to do to maximize the compensation plan? And number 2, what is the DNA of the business? I mean, what do I accomplish, and what do I help others to accomplish? And that's what the starter program really does. It's awesome. So the story begins. You talk to everyone about your business. Now, there's a group of people that are very diverse. I love that. And with those individuals, they say, you know what? We just want to buy the product. We love Prodigy 5. It's something that we can really see would help me in my health. Okay, that's great. We love you. And then there are 2 of those individuals that say, we want to join the business. We want to join you, and we want to do what you do. So remember, the blue are our customers in this case, and the orange are going to be fully qualified, personally enrolled members. So what happens next? So with those individuals, step 1 is going to be, you enroll one of them on your left, and remember, these are personally enrolled, so one on your left and another one on your right. And keep in mind, for the sake of this conversation, that everyone we're going to assume is fully qualified. So let's, what's the next step? Done. You've achieved the rank of starter. So that's it. You personally enroll a person on your left and one on your right, and you become a starter. It's as easy, it's as simple as that. That's the step 1. Step 2. Help them do what you just did. So you duplicate the same behavior. Remember, DNA. You started with becoming a starter. You help the person on your left, the person on your right become starters. You've achieved now the rank of starter plus. So what do you think the next step is? I'll bet step 3 is to help each of those become starter pluses. And add one more personally enrolled member that reaches the rank of starter. So you help the one on the left, the one on the right become starter pluses. Then you enroll one more individual that is and maintains that rank of starter now. From now on, you'll see this. And you're now starter 150, and you can be eligible for the starter bonus, which is exciting. So, and we're going to tell you about the bonuses in just a minute. So what's step 4? I'll bet it's helping those 2 individuals get to starter 150. I'm just guessing. And then you also maintain that one other individual at starter. By doing that, you become starter 250. So again, look at the logic here. Your first step, your DNA was to become starter, and then it's to help the 2 individuals that you helped, and eventually 3 get to starter. Then you become starter plus. And then you help them get to starter plus, you become starter 150. You help them get to starter 150, you become starter 250. I'll bet the next step is to help them become starter 250. By doing that and maintaining that 3rd person at starter, you become starter 400. Simple steps of duplication, but very powerful. We're going to show you why. Now, all this time, you've also been able to be paid through the compensation plan's 6 ways to earn. And we're going to share those with you. So, number 1, retail bonus customers. Let's go back to that first example, the 4 people that all they wanted to do was to purchase products. So they purchase the product, they pay retail, and you can share this product with customers, remember, all around the world in over 200 different countries. And each time a retail customer places an order through your personal website, you earn the difference between the retail price and the member price of each of the products. And for those purchases goes directly to you. So I think there's an example here. So a retail customer purchases an item that costs $39.95 US at retail pricing. The same item is only $29.95 US at member pricing. You automatically earn the difference of the $10. It's paid in that next weekly check. Now, what happens to the volume? If you're already fully qualified with a personal purchase of 100 or more, this volume will count now toward your rank qualification as an extra leg in your enrollment route structure, and then be paid out as if it was in your lesser leg of your placement tree for team bonus. So let me just reiterate that. It's counted in two different ways. You're already fully qualified. That customer volume now counts towards another leg in your enrollment route. You can see that down that on the yellow sticky, and then it's paid as if it were in your pay leg or lesser leg in the team bonus of your earnings. And we're going to learn about that in just a minute. So customer volume handled very cool, very, very well. I love that. So the next step to that is new member. Oh, remember, I'm sorry, I missed that last part. Remember that your business is open 24/7 around the world. So while you're sleeping, this retail customer bonus, or retail customer bonus, let me call it, is going to keep earning throughout the night, even when you are sleeping. How cool is that? Okay, so the next step is that for the two people that want to join your business. Now, they're new members. Now, on their initial purchase, they're going to purchase at the retail price. Now, the CVQV goes to that new member. Remember, with the customer, it went to you, but now it goes to the new member. But you receive the difference in the retail price and the member price. That becomes your bonus. So let me give you an example. A new member you enrolled purchases an item at retail price of $199. The member price for that same item is only $149. You automatically earn the difference of $50 US. Remember, the volume is now given to that new member because they are the new member, and then every subsequent order they place, they're placing at member price. So it's the initial price, initial order, then you receive the difference between retail and member price. So that's number 2 way to get paid. So let's talk about the starter bonus. And we went through the different steps. Remember, starter, starter plus, starter 150, starter 250, and starter 400. This is paid to ranks 2-star and below. And you'll see the beauty in this. So let's start with this. It's paid every 4 periods when eligible. And that's beginning with starter 150, starter 250, and starter 400. Remember, that's paid every 4 weeks when you maintain that structure or greater. And if you accomplish it quickly, let's say with starter in your first 2 weeks, starter plus in your first 4 weeks, starter 150 in your first 4 weeks, and so on. So let's go and talk about each one of these. So you've become a starter, and what will happen is if you achieve that in the first 2 pay periods. Now today, my calculations, it's Thursday. And our pay period, remember, ends Monday night, midnight, Mountain Daylight Time. So this is pay period 1 for me, and next week will be pay period 2. If I accomplish this rank of starter in my first 2 pay periods, then the company will ensure that I make no less than $75 US. So let's just say I enrolled these 2 people, and I made $25 each on each of those individuals in the retail bonus. Then also I make 12% on the lesser leg, and we're going to show you how you do that. And that equals $62. Well, the company will top it up to $75, meaning I'll make no less than that in my first 2 pay periods. Clear? Cool. So step 2, or the fast track of the Starter Plus program, is if you achieve this in your first 4 weeks in the business, then we'll top that up to 150. Same example, same kind of example that I shared before, but let's say you doubled that I said in the first, and that's 124 at least, I think. My math isn't all that great. So I'm going to add another $26 to your paycheck if you accomplish this in the first 4 weeks. So again, make no less than 150. Now we start the fun stuff. So you've made all that you can through the compensation plan. If you achieve the rank of starter 150 in your first 4 weeks, we will double that 4-week bonus that first time to 300. Then you'll earn the 150 every 4-week period if you're able to maintain that each 4-week period. So keep that in mind. If you do it in the first 4 weeks, we'll give you 300, which is double. Then every 4 subsequent 4-week period after that, we will pay you the 150. So you get a fast track bonus. The same is true for the next step. In starter 250, if you accomplish that in your first 8 weeks, then we will double that starter bonus of 250 and make it 500 the first time you achieve it, and then pay you every 4 weeks, every subsequent 4 weeks, the 250 bonus, as long as you maintain the starter 250 level. Then, what do you think happens with the starter 400? Well, if all the rest of them were doubled, nope, we're going to do better than that. We're going to pay you $1,000 if you accomplish this in your first 12 weeks, and then subsequent 4-week rolling period after that will pay you the $400. So we more than double that. It's like 2.5 times that. So there is an incentive to do it quicker. But if you don't, and someone who's doing it part-time might accomplish it a little bit longer, that's okay too, because they'll continue to get that $400 every 4 rolling week periods. But if you can do it in the first 12 weeks, you get a fast track bonus of $1,000. So very cool, very exciting. And keep in mind, that's the step-by-step program that helps the new individual. What do I do first? I become starter. It's so clear. It's so logical. I love it. So let's talk about the 4th way to get paid, and it's the 12% team bonus. What happens is we calculate your left leg and your right leg, whichever one has the what we call the lesser leg or the pay leg. We pay you 12% of the volume in that lesser leg. That's what T-bonus is. If you've been associated with our current compensation plan, same thing. So here are the requirements. You have at least 1 active personally enrolled member in each of your left and right legs. You have a minimum total of 100 QV in your small leg for that period. Now, if you've been associated with our current compensation plan, you'll realize this has been reduced. This gets money faster in the hands of the new individual. It's so exciting because remember the example I gave you earlier, you immediately start enrolling, and you immediately start receiving that team bonus immediately. So if you're fully qualified, you will earn 12% on those active on that pay leg. But if you're only active, meaning if you're only at 50 points, then you'd earn 8% of that small leg volume up. And both of these are up to the maximum payout each period. I'll explain that in a second. So again, if the question is, do I want to make 12% or 8%? That's an easy answer. I want to make 12% all the time. So why would I want to qualify with less than 100 points or be fully qualified? So let's talk a little bit about how the maximum payout is determined. Keep in mind, this is not what you're paid in the lesser leg. This is a maximum payout in team bonus, and I want to describe how that's calculated. So you CV of your enrollment route each of the 4 weeks, and you calculate it this way. We either take 3% of the sum of your entire enrollment route over that 4 periods, or 12% of your current period's enrollment route volume. And sometimes it'll be an advantage to you, and we will calculate the highest to determine your cap, your maximum payout, so that we can ensure that you can always maximize your payout in that pay leg. So let's look at some examples. So your enrollment route total QV this period, this one period, was 12,000 QV. So you would calculate and say, okay, 12% is at 1,440. You take this week plus the previous 3 weeks. You'll see the example over there. Let's say that totals 53,000. You take 3% of that. Well, that's 1,590. That's more. So the computer would look at that and say, okay, that's the maximum payout for this week. Well, what were you actually paid out that week? You were paid out 12% of the 10,000, which is 1,200, never came close to your maximum payout. And as long as you follow the starter program and you enroll along with the starter program and you teach the starter program, I would say, and I'd almost guarantee this, you'll never have to worry about the maximum payout. So that's how that works. If you don't understand it the first time, it's okay. This is another example that might help you, but trust me, if you don't understand it, as long as you follow that starter program, pay attention to your enrollment route, you'll never have to worry about it. So let's say your maximum payout remains the same, but this period, your small leg has 15,000 CV. Your team bonus was now 1,800, and you'll be paid the maximum now of either 1,590 or the 1,800. I'm sorry, excuse me. You'll be paid the maximum, which is 1,590, which we just said in the example to the left. Sorry, Jorge. All unpaid volume from that leg, which would in this case be, I'm not going to add it, will roll forward one time into the next period and will become the start of your new pay leg in the next pay period. So again, it's the maximum that you'll be paid out in that current pay period, but don't fret because it rolls into the next pay period. Any unpaid volume on either of your placement tree legs will carry forward as long as there is an active personally enrolled member in the leg that you remain active. It's the same as what you've been used to. If you're hearing this for the first time, this is new information. Some of this, if you're current members with us, you'll recognize some of the same language. So let's talk about the fifth way to get paid, and that's the matching bonus. It's paid star and higher. So remember, what I said was the starter program was paid up to 2-star. We've reduced the requirement to start being paid team bonus. And now what happens is the matching bonus pool takes over at 3-star and higher. So it's a real natural progression, very logical. You earn up to 10 shares for every dollar that your personally enrolled members have made on their team bonus. Depending on your rank, you can also earn shares from your first, second, third, and fourth compressed levels to the rank of 1-star. So what's that saying is that we have what's called dynamic compression within the matching bonus pool that compresses at 1-star or above. Or yes. So how is the matching bonus pool determined? So every week, and we boast that we pay out 62%. So 62% of every dollar, all added, the total CV that's calculated over that weekly period is all put into a pool. The system then calculates all the other bonuses and pays those. So the retail bonuses, the team bonuses, the rank cash bonuses, those are all paid first. Whatever is remaining, let's call it Y, meaning you have X is all of the CV for that weekly period. Take out everything that you had to pay up till now, and then you get Y. So then what happens next? And this is really so easy to understand. Remember, for this period, you're paid as a 4-star. This is for the example. One of your many personally enrolled members, meaning that we're just going to take one of your PEMs as an example, made $1,000 US in their team bonus. That's just in the team bonus portion of the plan. You just earned 10,000 shares from just that member alone. And remember, these are compressed levels into each generation. The more personally enrolled members that you have, the more shares that you can accumulate. So how do you determine the share value each week? Remember I told you how the matching pool is created. You divide that by the total number of shares that are available to be earned that week across the world. And that gives you your per share value. So I don't have an example of that, but again, I'm just going to reiterate. You take all of what's left after those other bonuses are paid. That's your matching bonus pool. You divide that by the total number of shares that are able to be earned each week or in that week across the world, and that gives you your per share value. And that will vary from week to week, but not by a ton, but it will vary just a little bit. That's why it's what they call a floating bonus. Okay? So number 6 is your rank advance cash bonus. Sorry, I'm a little dyslexic right now. Okay, so let's see how that works. You can earn up to $145,500 US in cash bonuses by rank advancing. I'm sitting here with Jesus. He's across the room from me. That's a lot of money, my friend.
A lot.
So reach it once, get the rank. Reach it twice or more, and get the cash. So let's look at one of those as an example. If you look at 5-star, reach it once, you get the rank. Reach it the second and third time, $3,000 total as just the first time, or just for a benefit of hitting that rank. So I want to show you if you look down below and you can see and I've got to move my slide, but I think it says $100,000, $100,000 when you hit the rank of Hall of Fame. I mean, I don't know about you, and sometimes those big numbers are hard to comprehend. But I would like to look at 7-star because I can imagine what I would do with an extra $10,000. And that's not including all the other things that I've been paid on through the compensation plan. And all of a sudden I get, for hitting the rank of 7-star, the first time I get the rank, and then second through the 5th time, I make $2,500 each time. Over 4 times gives me $10,000 extra dollars. That would come in handy this time of year, I know that. So that's the 6th way that you can get paid. So my friends, that is the summary of our compensation plan. I think it is a very simple, well, let me say it this way. Compensation plans are not simple by definition. I think that there's an element of complication generally with anything that's a compensation mechanism. I've worked in retail environment where I made bonuses on X amount of whatever it is that I'm selling. And so what I've always asked myself as I get involved is that I look at it and say, what is the least amount I need to do to earn the maximum amount of money? And I don't mind saying that. So that's what I look at when I see this plan. So what do I need to do first? I need to become active. I need to be fully qualified. I never want to fall out of being fully qualified. Also, I want to always have at least one active personally enrolled member, and I'm going to change that and say one fully qualified personally enrolled member on my left side and one fully qualified personally enrolled member on my right side. And I want to have at least one more that's fully qualified. So I have at least 3 in my personal enrollment, first level of my enrollment route, and then it builds from there. And I think once you follow that easy starter program that gives you those step-by-step 5 steps, then you're on your way to achieving, if you follow that program, you'll be at 3-star before you even know it. And that's the exciting thing about the step-by-step program. Now, we've got some questions that have come up in the process. I'm going to have Wendy answer those for you after the presentation. Thank you for joining us on the compensation plan training webinar number 1. Thank you for allowing me to practice on my first time here, and thank Jorge for driving these slides and for creating this. Jorge Alvarado, who's our Chief Marketing Officer and just has done a fantastic job. Wendy, thanks for hosting this, and I appreciate you all for being with us. Have a great week. We'll see you on next webinar.